Excavations in Dijon have uncovered 13 Celtic period tombs with bodies arranged in unusual ways, suggesting an unknown burial ritual. This finding, made in the garden of the former convent of the Cordeliers during the refurbishment of a school, raises numerous questions about the funeral rituals of the Gauls and their possible social and symbolic significance. The excavation also revealed vestiges of a Gallo-Roman children's necropolis from the 1st century and evidence of later agricultural and commercial activities. The magazine highlights the site's transformation over the centuries. A Gallic cemetery with unusual burial practices. The burials discovered by the INRAP team present an unusual arrangement for the time. While in most Iron Age burials the bodies appear in a horizontal position, in Dijon the deceased were deposited in circular pits and facing west, with a posture reminiscent of the funerary rituals documented in earlier periods, such as the Mesolithic. According to preliminary analysis, these individuals were not buried with grave goods, with the sole exception of a black rock bracelet dated between 300 and 200 BC. The scarcity of personal objects in the tombs suggests that these burials responded to a selective criterion and possibly reserved for a particular group within the Gallic community. The question that arises is whether this burial practice reflected a special status, or if it was linked to specific religious beliefs. The Gallo-Roman children's necropolis of the 1st century. In addition to the Gallic burials, the excavation brought to light a necropolis from the Gallo-Roman period in which the remains of at least 20 children who died before their first birthday were found. These children were buried horizontally in wooden coffins, whose presence was confirmed by the nails and stone formwork found in the graves. Unlike the Gallic tombs, some of these children's graves contained coins and pieces of pottery, elements that were part of the funerary trousseau. These objects, according to National Geographic, could be related to beliefs in life after death or to ritual practices to facilitate the transit of deceased children to the afterlife. Evidence of agricultural activity in Roman times. The site also revealed signs of later agricultural use. In the eastern part of the site, INRAP archaeologists identified planting pits arranged in parallel rows with V-shaped extensions. This type of structure is characteristic of the crops planted in Roman times, which suggests that the area was used for agricultural production, possibly for the cultivation of vines. Most significantly, some of these pits cover part of the children's necropolis, indicating that the funerary function of the site had been abandoned before its conversion into a cultivation area. This phenomenon of reuse of spaces is not uncommon in archaeology, but it demonstrates how ancient societies used land according to their needs. The site is a center of commercial and urban activities. Between the 16th and 17th centuries, the area changed its function again. Numerous fragments of bovine skulls were found in a sewer layer from this time, suggesting that large-scale butchery or meat processing activities were carried out here. Already in the 19th century, the media highlights that the construction of a school on the same land destroyed part of the previous structures, although it allowed the exhibition of some contemporary buildings. A space in constant transformation. The case of the Gallic cemetery of Dijon is an example of how the same space can fulfill multiple functions over the centuries. From its origin as an Iron Age cemetery, through its transformation into a children's necropolis, agricultural area, and possible shopping center, to its occupation by modern buildings. This site reflects the evolution of the societies that used it. The discovery of the burials in a seated position continues to be the most enigmatic aspect of the excavation. Archaeology has yet to decipher the meaning of this practice, which could shed light on the beliefs and social structures of the Gauls in the Iron Age.